Welcome back to Retro Lunacy 2019, where the jokes are old and so am I, as well as a lot of the media surrounding me. But the coffee's not old, it's damn good and hot. Mm. But it has been a minute since we had a 2019 episode. I had to make some executive decisions about where the studio desk should be in the mess hall of the spaceship of imagination. Here we are, the other side of the wall. I had to make a decision as far as, do I want to keep moving this thing in and out of the main gaming area and have some very close calls with running into or knocking over things that you do not want to knock over or run into. So it will work out nicely to just keep it here. You can still see a lot of the items on display. A lot of them look about the same, regardless of side. Except that Sega Saturn games, on one side, they're in Japanese text, and the other in English, but still looks awesome. And of course, now we have the back ends. They're a little dark in this shot, but some of the starships up there now. Vectrex Tube is pretty chill, but YouTube might as well be run by Puritans. So I don't know if I can get away with having that many sexy asses on display, but we shall see. But, this is the same platform that will, without warning, have ads that say fuck in them, blare out while you're trying to listen to music, say at work on Earth. But then, you can be, demonetized or disqualified from ads if you say fuck too early in the show. Like, oh, did I say it too early? Well, I'm fucked. Anyway, this show will be a little bit different compared to the last two. Now, these 2019 episodes have kind of a, broadly speaking, a kind of a skeleton format that they will follow, but like the individual tidbits will be different. So, partially because of technical constraints, but also because when we tried to land an interview with a guest very intimately related to the game that we'll be playing as like the feature of this episode, we caught them at a very bad time when all their powers had been drained. It's like, let's not force that interview. We're still getting the hang of the whole cross-dimensional, cross-timeline, button of doom and or joy. To try to talk to some interesting figures from across different universes. But we do have a new segment. It's something that had been kind of on my mind in some form, but one of our audience members suggested it in the iteration that you're about to see. So we have the scumbag eBay page of the day. This one jumped out at me while I was using the Sega Saturn Netlink to access your internet just for giggles to see what was going on with the still absurd and ridiculous retro gaming gray market. And originally I was going to highlight like a really egregious individual listing, but then I came across this page of results, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to highlight this one. It just jumped out at me. It's like, because there's layers to it, like any good cake.
Excuse me, 5 minutes into the show and you haven't introduced any of us yet.
Okay. I apologize to my esteemed co-host because I've jumped 5 minutes into the show and didn't reintroduce them just in case you didn't see any of the previous 2019 episodes. Okay. Chilling over there on the nice, comfy, extra soft bed rest is Broken Game Gear.
Broken, but still badass, don't forget.
Just on the other side of the wall, approximately there, is Jessica Saturn.
Underrated and gorgeous.
I feel like we're gonna have to get more into her origin story later in the show today. And then chirping in from the couch in the other room, Sentient VMU, or VMU. Okay, so I did it out of order. See, that's what a professional showrunner would do, is, do the things that you're supposed to do, to be seen as a qualified professional of making a television show up front. Since when have I been that? Can we get to the eBay scumbag page, please?
Oh, you better believe it. Now I get to make fun of somebody besides just you.
Okay, that's acceptable. Roll the ticker. So, at first glance, you'll browse through this and be like, well, that's not terrible. Like, these prices, certainly are far from the most egregious that you see on the market. Even if you're talking just about physical Nintendo Switch games. But you notice something. With one exception, as of when I looked this page up, these are all brand new games. And the collector's editions, too. Now, it's kind of like, what would you say? Begs the question, why bother buying it? Video games are an interactive medium, and they are meant to be, played. And, one of the things about having them on physical media, aside from the whole, private ownership of property thing, and, being able to access it without being locked out due to arbitrary restrictions, is to physically interact with it and enjoy, like, all of the things about it that are not of the game software itself. Whether that's, reading the instruction book, or at least in the case of a collector's edition, as we see here, there's a soundtrack and there's a cool poster with a hot vampire chick on it, and all sorts of doodads, and they're just locked away because somebody wanted to have this box on their shelf, and there's this whole gotta catch 'em all mentality. I'm sorry for using such a foul catchphrase on the show. I'll keep that restricted as much as possible, but
How dare you use such language?
it's like, if all you want is just, if you even care about the artwork, actually, just get a little, like, repro poster or something, or, or a repro box, and stick that on your shelf. What has happened where physical gaming, as in enjoying gaming delivered by physical media, and all of the doodads and gizmos, whatnots that come with a physical package. Like, since when did it become this fucking weird, austere, boutique market where these people have spent all this money, they're not playing the game. Maybe didn't open the package and seen any of the cool stuff that might be inside.
Yeah, it's speculators. In my dimension, they were all destroyed.
It's like, what, you gotta get them all because they're numbered? Or you want to, you know, have everything on the shelf for your channel to make yourself look cool to your other collectors. I mean, I have this stuff here. This is for my benefit. It just so happens to be in the shop because this is like the dominant centerpiece of this whole open plan room, right? Making me happy, but I don't care if this gives me any clout on the internet or not. Plus, these are all opened, have been played to some extent or another. Some more than others, admittedly, but yeah. Including today's game, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, which, if it had been sealed when I acquired it, it would have been opened, but yeah. Got a little disc for the Nintendo Wii.
You're putting something in the Wii and not me today? For shame.
Okay, well, based on how it looks, you almost could have put this on Saturn, probably, but was this also... I feel like I saw it on DS at one point, I could be wrong. But yeah, this is a game I saw when I was working at a video game store, and I looked at it and was like, well, I like Birdman, like, when it took itself seriously. I like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, but also, love Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I mean, duh. But yeah, I looked at it when it was new on the shelf. I was like, well, this looks hilarious. I would love to partake, and it somehow just never did. And here we are. But the upside of that is that as I play this for the show, at least one case. I don't know how long each case takes, so I don't know if this is something that I can play through the whole thing in one episode and have it be condensed enough to not be like this big overblown production. That's says the gal who still managed to make an hour and a half episode out of Pebble Beach golf links on Saturn. Shh. You all enjoyed that, though. I was white girl drunk. That's for sure. But yeah, we'll at least play through one case here, and as I was trying to get to, and then let myself get sidetracked, which never happens on this show. The cool thing is that since I've never seen anyone play this, I've not watched any footage on the internet through my Sega Dreamcast web browser or any other means, that I can go into this fresh. Like, all I know is just from what's on the back of the box, and I have read the manual leading up to this film. So, my reactions will be genuine. And if it's a game that you think looks funny, but you figure you might not ever get around to playing it yourself, then at least you can see like a genuine, fresh reaction, and we'll kind of experience it for the first time together. So that will be fun, and I do genuinely enjoy playing games on Wii. Again, there's no irony there. I know this system has quite a bit of shovelware, but I genuinely enjoy spending time on that platform. Speaking of Nintendo hardware, we've had it cross-dimensionally teleported. Well, teleport is probably inaccurate. It managed to get through the dimensional rift on Nintendo Switch. And I've got it set up here in the tabletop configuration, which I think is one of the coolest things about it, and like, hardly see anyone mention it. It's like, how cool and nifty and versatile is that? It's like, I don't know. I just think it's great. Plus, if you're playing a game with a Tate mode, you can very easily flip that guy around, and I just think that's really cool. So And it so happens that with this setup as it is now, hold on, let me wake it up. It's saving energy. We're gonna have a review of. You can still see that in standard definition. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which I have opinions about.
You're reviewing Shinobi
Like
on a Nintendo system before you repair me, you cold-hearted bitch.
so many other things. Be unfiltered. You can't say unbiased. Nobody is unbiased. But
Despite what I just said, I'm unbiased.
okay, Game Gear, so here's the thing. You are a machine, but you have somehow, which we also need to get into, achieved some sort of sentience, and you have a personality, so you clearly have emotions in I don't know how yet, but dude, you're not unbiased either, and you have a strong bias towards me, and it's not totally unfounded. However, we have belabored this segment long enough. Let's get to the Birdman. Well, okay, we have to roll the intro and do the what do you call it, a stinger? When you come back from the first, well, from the cold open, whatever. Just roll it.
We don't know. And if you've painted with me before, you also know we don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents, and we learn to work with those accidents. And things that happen sometimes are more beautiful than things you really set and planned.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's actually play the game. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. Finally going to experience this. Now I need to see if William Street did any other games. I love it. I love the music. Alright.
You damn twig snappers! People are trying to sleep.
Ah, the tasty smell of the start of a weenie roast. I need to get me some kielbasa and white hots.
Seven-letter word for long and hard. Starts with an A. What is this? I know this. What would be long and hard?
Arduous! And it's a little long, and all those vowels make it hard.
Birdman! Pant! You're here for the duplex! It burned down!
Peter Potamus, you're under arrest for the arson of this guy's half a house.
Harvey, help me! I didn't do it! Well, I mean, the fire was going out, so I threw your mailbox in to keep it going a bit longer for my s'mores, but I didn't start it!
Ordinarily, I turned down a case while busy with something else. But seeing how this hippo saved me in a case, I need a good lawyer, now!
Hey, anybody got an extra set of trousers? Damn intern ripped my good chinos!
Save me!
Yeah, sure.
And even save my life.
Birdman's drowning! All right, what'd I do? What'd I do?
What are you...
1,000! 1,000!
I have to. I'll take the case.
Did you get that thing that I sent to you?
I'll take the case.
Volturo.
Birdman, is it not enough that you taste by having your duplex now you have to suffer by losing to me?
Oh, Henry! Mwah!
Oh, cute. An air kiss. Followed by an air fondle, air squeeze, and then finally an air brrrrsky.
Order! Order in the courtroom! Presenting evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, I would like to... Mr. Peter Potamus to the stand.
Okay, don't say anything. Got it? The less you say, the better our case.
Now, Mr. Potamus, if you wouldn't mind, jury and the world your total and complete guilt in this case?
I am sorry. I will not admit to anything because I have a bad case of laryngitis. Therefore, I cannot talk. Good day then.
But you just... this is preposterous. Your Honor, if I could, I demand the defendant admit to the crime. I demand it.
Mr. Bam Bam, does your defendant have laryngitis?
Do I lie?
I think he meant to say bronchitis. Wait, that's the seven-letter word beginning with A.
Yeah, what he said.
You mean an inflammation of the bronchial tubes caused by excessive smoke inhalation. Laughable. No further questions, Your Honor. He did it.
Mr. Bombs over Baghdad, you're up.
Ladies and gentlemen, sure, my client appears to be a callous, privileged, sticky mess of a hippo, but he is also guilty of cooking weenies over my burning house and consuming large quantities of alcohol, all while dancing naked with tribal drums. But not of starting a fire.
If it pleases your honor, why don't we just ask someone who saw the whole thing happen?
Would a Mrs. Gigi Quackenbush Lopez Finderstein David Peck Wong Birdman Mytor? What? Please take the stand.
Gigi! Wife, I think. What are you doing?
If you would, please tell the court what you saw that fateful evening when...
Of course. Harvey Birdman and I recently got back together. We're married, you know. Anyway, I was returning from my butcher's house, when I saw a small fire on our porch. I saw that hippo just standing there with those matches in his hand.
You mean that in conjunction with the book of matches found at the scene, this testimony puts Potamus on the scene with intent? Nothing further!
I think I get a cross-examination or something, right?
Well, no doubt. You need to hammer now, good buddy. You are in the granny land looking for beaver. Watch for bears. Over.
I'll take that as a yes.
Oh yeah, press that button. Again. Again.
Let's hear that again.
You do that one more time, honey, and I'm gonna bite you.
Please.
Let's have a party, boys. Who's next? Oh, is that a goat, or are you just happy to see me?
Okay.
You never admitted that to anyone before, and it's on record. Gigi, wife.
Not while I'm under oath, Harry.
Oops, that's not what I meant to present the court. Wrong thing, wrong thing. Yeah, nothing looks out of place here. Well, I guess that does make some sense. This matchbook, found at the scene of the crime, my house.
Sure, looks like a matchbook to me.
Don't you find it strange that my client would put his own name and phone number on the very matches he used to burn my house and leave them there for all to find?
Not really. He was probably gonna give them to some intern.
Nah, I was gonna give them to Savannah over at Boobies.
Aha! Ixnay on the atches may.
No, I mean I was gonna give them to Savannah until I saw Gigi. I gave him to her at the weenie roast at your place, Birdman. She asked for him, and I, being a gentleman, obliged. Plus, it's not like I could ever use him without thumbs and all.
So that does place Gigi at the scene of the crime with the book of matches. Wait, but why?
Bird girl to the rescue! I found a new piece of evidence.
It's a cigarette lighter with the initials PP engraved on the side. I found it at your house, Birdman.
Oh, thanks for that evidence. That's great. For the other side,
A cigarette lighter with Mr. Potamus's initials on it at the scene of the conflagration. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I believe that this is what we refer to as a smoking gun.
Or some people I know call it a lighter.
Something here just doesn't make sense.
Bird girl to the rescue! I found a new piece of evidence.
Oh, I wanted to go back to the evidence folder. Okay.
But how do we know that PP stands for Peter Potamus? It could stand for P the Funk Maker, Phil Febin, or maybe even,
Hey, Peanut! What's your last name?
Wait just 1 second. Why would Gigi say she saw Potamus with a book of matches?
Would the witness please rephrase her testimony for the court?
I can change my testimony. I pulled up in front of our place and saw Petey. Whatever. He was lighting a fire by the front door using that lighter. I drove off to get help from my precious husband, Harry.
Yeah, nothing looks out of place here. That seemed right in my head. Stupid head!
Okay. I'm...
Maybe this will be useful later, but not now.
Oh, darn it. Okay. I'm losing it.
I would beg to differ with this statement, but I think it sounds just fine. Well, I guess that does make some sense. Oh? Where did you drive for help?
I drove down the street and dialed 911 on my cell phone.
I can't believe I processed incriminating evidence against Birdman's client. Now there's no way Birdman can win this case on his own. He needs me and the Bird team now more than ever. I will make up for this, but how? How?
Oh, sorry.
I know! 911! That's it! I'll get the recording, we'll find out her story doesn't check, and I will save this case! To the Bird Lair! This will do it, Birdman! I found new evidence which will convict Potamus for good! I mean Gigi.
Thanks, I think.
Hey, there's like a duplex on fire.
Oh, okay. What is the address?
I'm not really sure, but it belongs to Birdman.
Okay, ma'am. Would that be a Henry or Harvey Birdman?
Oh, it's Harry.
Oh. Okay, well, according to our directory, there are no Harry Birdmans in the area. I'm sorry, is this Gigi?
Yeah.
Hi, it's me, Scott.
Hey, you. How you doing? I didn't know you were working tonight.
Yeah, only a few more hours. I'll see you later.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, she's a slut.
This evidence says you made the call at 12:30 a.m. That's exactly an hour and a half after you said you saw Potamus setting the fire.
Well, here's what happened. I drove to the birdcage to see if you were there. You weren't, but there was this suspicious guy with an eye patch who I flirted with. I mean, watched for like an hour because I thought he had something to do with the fire. He didn't. Then I drove to Peanut's house to see if he was awake. He was. Or at least he was by the time I left. Oh. And that is when I called 911 to report the fire.
So you pretty much let my house burn down? All my stuff gone? My Bell Biv DeVo collection? My coupons?
The thing I sent him?
That thing he sent me? Wait, what thing?
A prenuptial agreement between Harvey and Gigi saying she gets half of any insurance claim.
What? Wait! There's the motive!
So, seeing as you don't keep track of things I send to you, I brought a copy with me.
You may have motive and access to the crime scene and a reasonable time frame and opportunity, but I have proven that the fire was started with Potamus's engraved lighter. That lighter is integral to winning this case.
So you are telling the court that the owner of the lighter is the arsonist. Isn't that right, Volturo? I'm sure if I handed this lighter to Potamus, there would be no way he could make it work.
Harvey, I may not have fingers, but I am able to perform many complicated tasks. Give me that thing. Hey, everyone, look! A sandwich! I got it! I got it!
While these may appear to be Peter Potamus's initials engraved on the lighter, if you flip it over, tilt it at a 90-degree angle while gleaming it towards the sun and possibly wear an eye patch, the initials clearly read GG.
By the great god of horn gods, I declare this case over.
I can't believe it. We won!
See? I told you we could do it!
We won! We won!
So, who won?
Eeny, meeny, miny, Birdman.
Oh, the voice work is stupendous. Oh, I need to confirm something with the instruction manual. Hold on. Oh. Okay. So, as you may have seen from the bird symbols on the right, you basically get so many chances to screw up before I assume you lose the case. Now, I don't know. I don't know yet if you'd have to start the whole thing over or if there's some kind of checkpoint. Do they have a list? I was hoping they had a list of the voice talent. It's probably in the end credits of the game, but gosh, Volturo sounds like it's Matt Berry, but anyway, regardless, they're really, really good. Okay, how long did that take? Okay, so I assume that took it easy on us because according to the manual, other cases I think require a little bit of like point and click style investigating. So yeah, there's an ad alert. So we'll be back after these messages.
You need Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. You're injured, and Harvey Birdman will get you your money. Justice is not just for the accident-free, it's for everyone. Get help for your serious injury. Call Harvey Birdman now. But only if your injury is serious. Serious injuries only, please. If you're not seriously injured, you should be. It's your money, and Harvey will let you keep some of it. Don't wait. Call Harvey Birdman today.
Oh, hi. Welcome to the intermission. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves.
I certainly am. Gigi and I have a lot in common.
As usual, I hope you find the custom-made ad breaks interesting. If certain video hosting platforms put their own ads on here, well, you know, I apologize. I unfortunately don't have any control over that, and I don't see any compensation for that either. So, you know, if you're having a barrel of laughs, or at least a pint, or, well, this isn't a pint, but, you know, a coffee mug's worth of laughs, you know, consider, you know, dropping a little pocket change into the Ko-Fi, or joining us retro lunatics over on my Patreon page. But if that's not your jam, it's okay. Please feel free to continue enjoying the show as presented.
Shameless plug, if I wasn't already unsubscribed, I would unsubscribe.
But yeah, what delightful fun. You know, it's wait, when did this come out? I didn't mention that in the opening segment. Let's see. 2006. Yeah, this was an early release for the Wii. My gosh, so yeah, almost 20 years later. Whether we're talking good timeline or bad timeline. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know, by the time I get to the ends of the entire experience, could this end up being my favorite Capcom published game? Who can say? I mean, for reading the manual, I didn't get any indication that they really did anything but publish it. It doesn't seem like they were too deeply involved in the actual development and production of the game itself, but even so, you know, you could still say, possibly by the end of it, that, is this my favorite Capcom published game? I know somewhere out there there's a Mega Man fan that's just wanting to just smash my head with a frying pan for even suggesting such a thing, but it's like, but we gotta be real. Okay. Aside from, well, in the bad timeline, Capcom is just basically the Street Fighter, Resident Evil company. And not even that, it's like the occasional new Street Fighter and then Resident Evil remakes. The remakes are going to actually catch up and then overtake the flagship entries. So I'm pretty sure the Resident Evil 9 remake will come out before Resident Evil 9. And it'll have a deluxe edition, be loaded with DLC. Oh, it's going to be great for, you know, those of you who are whales for such things.
Whales? What are you talking about? This isn't Star Trek 4.
Okay. Poor Game Gear. Yeah, you don't know what a whale is, a DLC whale is in particular. Oof. Maybe we'll get into that on the next episode. Because that potentially... it could have some overlap with the scumbag eBay page of the day on the next time we do that segment. So, all right, back to the main presentation. All right, and we're back.
Well, Potamus, it looks like I'll have to crash at your place for a while.
Sure, but you have all that insurance money coming to you. Too bad Gigi gets half.
Actually, I get all of it.
Well, it looks like he signed it, right?
It turns out Harvey Birdman signed this prenuptial agreement, and I would like to take this time to tell everyone that I am not Harry.
He's Harvey.
Quadruple entendre. At least in French it is.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Neil Ross. Okay. It's just like... Okay. I should have known that. It's just like some of the inflections have some serious Matt Berry energy, but okay. 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 I think that's enough for now. I feel like there's probably an unlockable if I had picked the right piece of evidence at the end, so. Okay, that's a lot more footage than I expected. A few comments. One, I do think the Wii works really well for a point-and-click game. Like, the pointer, you know, it's like having a mouse, but you get to, like, you know, sit back on the couch. I really like that, and I'm sad that Nintendo's gotten away from this. In this kind of game, trial and error, so I guess, like, you can't run out of continues. Well, there's not officially continues to just reload your checkpoint, but... So, I mean, you could, like... Even if you're a complete idiot, I mean, you could just keep picking every possible option until you stumble upon the right one. But, it is fun. It's fun when you can figure it out without having to, like, exhaust every last option, but in a game like this, where it's not taking itself seriously, and you sometimes get rewarded for picking the wrong thing, that kind of makes it more fun. Plus, I think this is entertaining and funny enough for me that, like, even if I know how to get to the end of the case successfully, or successfully, you know, it can still be entertaining, but I think something like this, like, if you're really good at memorizing this kind of stuff, you can probably preserve the fun by, like, shelving it for a while and then coming back to it when, like, maybe your recall is not as precise, and you can, I mean, you can never re-experience a game like this for the first time, but I think you can kind of, with the passage of time, maybe you could, forget just enough of it to be like, oh, okay, you have to, like, refigure it out. So anyway, I think this is wonderful. Maybe, whether or not it's in a 2019 episode, maybe we could revisit the other cases, but, although I don't necessarily want to just... This is the kind of game where I don't necessarily want to just put the whole thing out there. I mean, I'm sure there's other people that have done complete playthroughs and guides and whatever, but, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna hand it back off to, I guess in this case, past Jessica, because, you know, film this after the, other segment, so. Take it away, other me. Okay. Okay. I hope you really enjoyed the show today. I'm laughing so much. My cheeks are hurting already. They're really red. Cause, like, this is really fun to make. So, you know, as of the time that this was recorded, and likely when it's published, like, I admit, my channel's really small. And it's not like I've got a huge swath of an audience, but I say that, not out of, despair. Although it's easy as a creative person to get, like, really dejected by metrics and numbers that don't seem to reflect the passion and effort you put into things. But no, I genuinely appreciate everyone who has been watching. Although it's hard to push the voices of anxiety and various pressures aside, like, I would rather, 5, 10, whatever people, like, genuinely enjoy this, and, like, it actually makes their day better and, gives them the giggles, like me, that have, 1,000 views that are just meaningless, like, people aren't even watching, or it's just background noise, or, they clicked on it for some reason thinking it was going to give them some kind of instant dopamine hit, and then it doesn't. And I'm kind of like, you did see the video's runtime, right? Like, you looked at that before you clicked, right? So you should know. You should have some indication that this isn't going to be something like a Tic Tac, you just put it in your mouth and you get instant gratification. I'm here to entertain, but it's not about, the quick hits. I'm not pretending to be as good as, the old late night talk shows. Well, I mean, I guess technically those still exist, but they're not as, like, at least in your timeline, they're not as much of a, what do you call it, a cornerstone of the television medium as they once were, especially in the days of the great Johnny Carson. But regardless, I'm having a good time. I'm, like again, my cheeks are hurting because I'm laughing at my own expense, but also just the shenanigans related to all this, and also because I remembered the joke, "We will rock you." It's so bad, but I love it, and I hope you do too. So I think that's gonna do it for us here in the Retro Space Library and Arcade. So thank you very much for being part of this goofy little experience, and we'll see you on the next episode, which well, I know what it's gonna be. However, we don't know for sure yet if our guest interview will be complete by then. Because we're gonna try to actually get, like, a real interview with a person, because until we get the hang of this whole, like, cross-dimensional button of doom thing, it's probably safer to, like, just talk to an actual person, either in the good timeline or the bad one that I came from. So yeah, we'll explain more about that in episode 5 of Retro Lunacy 2019. So much loves, and we will see you then. We.
And now we must go. Other duties await. Come, Avenger.